Hi, welcome to I Love the Library. My name is Deb and I'm the Public Services Supervisor here at the Detroit Lakes Library. I have a question for you today. Why are people so fascinated with the Titanic, myself included? This year marks 100 years since the RMS Titanic sailed from Southampton on April 10, 1912, and sank 4 days later in the North Atlantic. On board were some of the richest people in the world, as well as hundreds of immigrants setting off to make a new life in America. And no, Jack Dawson and Rose were not among those, despite James Cameron's epic tale. There were, however, several people with Minnesota connections on board. Pillsbury heir John Pillsbury Snyder and his wife Nell were concluding their European honeymoon by sailing home on the Titanic. Constance Willard from Duluth was also sailing home. As a little girl, she had been warned by a fortune teller that she would not live to see her 21st birthday. Well, she was 21 at the time of the Titanic. Here at the library, we are commemorating the 100th anniversary of Titanic by having a tea party on Wednesday, April 11th in the main meeting room at 2 p.m. You are invited to come dressed in your best hat, gloves, and fancy dress. Of course, you will be given a boarding pass with a name. You can find out if you are one of the survivors or one of the unfortunate victims of this sinking. Amy Degerstrom from the museum will be here to share some of the artifacts from that time, and we talked a little bit about maybe she'll bring a telegraph machine. I don't know if you're aware, but a telegraph was rather important in the tale of the Titanic. At that time, using a telegraph was rather a fun thing, a frill. People were constantly sending messages back and forth. Hey, I'm on my trip, kind of like this year's Facebook. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And the Titanic got several messages about the icebergs, but at the time, the telegraph operator would say, be quiet, I'm sending whatever, these messages for the passengers. So who knows what would have happened if those telegraph messages had been taken more seriously. I have several of the books we have in the library that are available about the Titanic. This one I found was very fascinating. A man, Varney, S.J. Varney, was able to keep a journal almost to the time of the sinking. And I want to read a little bit about it here for you. He kept it up past 2 a.m. and I think this Titanic sank at 2:45, something like that. The editor's note, how Varney's unique journal survived is a story in itself. Apparently, he cut a piece of tarp, wrapped it tightly around the journal, and he ended up jumping into this water, you know, at the last minute. The water 28 degrees. And when he was rescued, he kept pointing at his chest, and there was his journal. He, unfortunately, was not one of the survivors, but wonderful pictures in this book. Exploring the Titanic, Ghost of the Abyss, you know, this is a return to the Titanic. So lots of information. Come and share on our Titanic Tea Party. Share your opinions. Why is this subject so fascinating? See you at the library.